So for the third video on this will finish the camera. And again, I'm going to use the method of projection. So I'm going to start on my object line layer. And again, it's the top view, so I'm going to draw it directly above the front view. So I'm going to make a big line right across here. And we already know a couple of distances. We know that the lens was a distance of, I guess I copied that instead of moved it, but we know that the lens was a depth of 20 and the body of the camera was a depth or a thickness of 30. So I can go ahead right off the bat and go offset 20. And then I can go offset 30. So what do these lines symbolize? Front of lens, front of camera body, or back of lens, and then back of camera. Here's where I'm going to go back to my method of projection, and I'm going to use a line. Make this line real long so it gets everywhere I need it to. And then I'm going to copy the line, and I'm going to go left to right and ask myself a test. Do I see it or do I not see it? Yes, I see the left side of that button. Yes, I see the right side of the button. And again, you have to have quadrant on here so it grabs the edge of the lens. Yes, I see that. Yes, I see this. Yes, I see this. Do I see anything else over here? I think this one is actually a double. So yeah, it's grabbing the side of the lens, which is completely in alignment with the edge of that button. So that's going to be something we got to be careful about. There's the rewinder, and there's that. Okay. Maybe the easiest thing you could do is go ahead and match properties and at least select the right side and the left side of the camera right off the bat so you guys know where you're at. Okay. Again, neaten it up, trim off everything that's outside of those boundaries. Okay. And then let's just go ahead and deal with the lens first. I think if you deal with the lens first, then that's going to help you along the way. So I know that this is the lens right here. Okay. Let's see, follow my way all the way up. That's the lens. So that means everything out there is in front of the lens. And again, we knew that this is also the lens. So then that means there's nothing to the right of that. Okay. Now we know there's nothing inside of the lens. So I can get rid of these things. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this just for a moment. And let's see, what else can I get rid of? I guess I'll just get rid of this upper line. Well, no, I don't want to do that because this is the side of the lens and that's the side of the lens. So we have nothing else that deals with lens right there. Okay. So these lines can all be erased now. If it helps you, just leave the stuff. Okay. So that is all goner. I don't need it. This really I don't need anymore. Okay. So I can just look straight down here for alignment. Okay. Does the lens go into the camera? No, it doesn't, right? So I just go trim, trim, get rid of that, get rid of that. Hopefully it simplified a couple of things, okay? Rather than using the right and left side of this, I think what I'll do is actually just delete this. And rather than drawing using the left and right side of this, I think I'm going to delete this. The reason is because I have a midpoint tool. I can go straight up in the air with, right? I can line it straight up off of that midpoint and copy this and go straight to that midpoint. So this gives me the center of this round button over here. Trim it, we don't need this. Trim this, we don't need it. And what I'll do now is I will just draw a circle and have to remind myself, okay, that was a diameter of 20. So I'll come down here to the midpoint. I'll say D space for diameter, type in 20. This line is now no longer necessary. Okay. Match properties, neaten things up a little bit. I do know this is, and this also kind of helps me realize when I match properties, when I draw on two different layers, when I'm drawing a construction, it lets me know what I've done, what I'm done with, and what I have left to finish, okay? How about this? We have this button right here. We have it is 10 by 10. Well, guess what? I already have 10 right here. So I can go ahead and copy this. And now I can just offset it 5 this way, 5 this way. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. And I need to just draw a line and a line. There's my square button. The last thing you need to do is, you don't know, remember we had no idea how long this was, but we can tell how long this is. If you want to just quickly figure out the length of something without dimensioning, letter I or letter L, letter I, spacebar for list. And it tells me the length of that line is 20. Okay, that's helpful because now I can just offset 20 from the back of the camera. And trim right there, trim right there. Don't forget you have a line on top of a line, so you got to get rid of that. Get rid of that. And match properties. And we are sound as a pound now. Okay, oops, match properties, click this. So what is this line that's going across? It's the edge of, it's this edge right here, which I would see looking at this from the top. So that is it. This is what the camera should look like when you're done. And I will go through a dimensioning video, which is the next one and the last part of this.